You said we're gonna do something to your brain.
Hey! Welcome to Dead Air 20. This week we're talking about Botched, where plastic surgery goes horribly wrong, often. Downsizing, a movie about little people. The Killer, a new movie by David Fincher, featuring Fassbender, Michael. But first, Christina wanted to talk about who should play Elon Musk in the new Aronofsky, perhaps, biopic.
Yeah.
Of Elon Musk.
I don't want to ask that.
Aronofsky's not definitely doing it.
Yeah, well, that's alright.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
I mean, I would like Aronofsky to do it, like, do the script, even, like, get to the point where they're about to film, and then drop out for some reason. Like, he's like, I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. And then they have to get in Ron Howard.
Yeah,
and Ron Howard's just like, I don't give a shit, I'll just, fine.
Yeah, give me 2 weeks. We got it.
Yeah.
He's a worker.
It's just people, yeah, he's a worker, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. Oh, that was the clapper.
Clapper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Passing out over there. We've got a whole crew. Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you have any ideas?
No. It's your idea. Who's going to play Elon? Is he even in it? Maybe it's not that sort of biopic.
Well, that kind of takes the fun out of it. Right off the top of my head, just spitballing Danny DeVito.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking an ensemble cast. Where it starts off as... I was thinking, obviously he's dead, but Philip Seymour Hoffman to start.
I'm talking about for multiple Elons.
Yeah, there's multiple Elons, like to show how, varied his personality is. And yeah, everyone reacts to him the same, but yeah, it's Philip Seymour Hoffman... Open with Philip Seymour Hoffman, where he's working at the factory and he's grumpy. And then he's like, right, well, I'm going to go off and see Amber Heard now. Does a little line, goes into the bathroom. Out comes Chris Tucker. Everyone's like, looking good, Elon.
Okay. So you're not going to get any childhood Elon then? Young Elon?
Yes, played by Jenna Ortega.
Okay.
Of Wednesday fame.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of any other child. Played by Haley Joel Osment as a 10-year-old.
Yeah, as a 10-year-old. That sounds great.
Yeah.
To Haley Joel Osment now playing a 10-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah, and as a 10-year-old, he is bald. And he's looking at his head.
But with like a cartoon character, I'm a little boy costume, like the hat and the big lollipop.
Yes, and by a hat with a propeller on it.
With a propeller, yes. That's right. Yeah. With a propeller.
Well, no, in that case, it should be a fully grown John Candy.
Oh, yeah.
Doing it, because, yeah.
Chris Farley.
Basically dressed as Tweedledum.
Yeah.
Chris Farley, yeah, John Candy and Chris Farley play Elon and Elon's imaginary friend, Elon.
See, AI is going to be a good thing.
Yes.
We can do all these things.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so young Elon. You don't want to have some kind of progression, like, where he's like a dapper, attractive young man.
Sure.
Who then becomes...
Okay, so which actor's going to play that stage?
Yeah, I don't know.
Orlando Bloom.
Ryan Gosling, perhaps.
Yeah.
You'd be into that.
Yeah.
He was in a sci-fi that I knew.
40-year-old Ryan Gosling.
Yes, as like 20-year-old Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean...
like opening high school lockers next to Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. Hello, other teenagers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But any serious suggestions? I mean, Michael Fassbender?
Michael Fassbender. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I saw people on social media talking about this. Why I wanted to bring it up, because there were some good ones.
Really? You stole this idea, huh?
I sure did. About 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw some for Brendan Fraser.
Yes.
Tommy Wiseau.
Actually, that's kind of genius.
That would be kind of genius, I think.
The actor who was in the first and third Human Centipedes.
Oh, the dude?
Yes, the dude, yeah.
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 Well,
the German dude with his beloved 3-dog. Yeah.
Okay.
He'd be pretty good. He's intense enough for Elon.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking, somebody tense. I also saw Leslie Nielsen thrown out there.
That would be wonderful, wouldn't it? I mean...
Yeah.
But Leslie Nielsen now, he is a mummified corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he would have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Lee Van Cleef.
Who's that?
Never mind, Dan. Who's that? Jesus Christ. Okay, let me bring it down to your level. Do you know in Escape to New York?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the guy who's telling Kurt Russell what to do?
Yes.
Him.
Okay, cool.
He was also in a fantastic film called Paint Your Wagon. With Lee Marvin and Clint Eastwood.
How about Max von Sydow?
As Elon's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Werner Herzog.
As Elon's dad.
As Elon Musk.
As Elon Musk.
Yes.
So it's all like, I have dreamed since I was a little boy of a traffic system that would work for the people. Mm-hmm. I knew when I was a little boy that Dieter was going to fly. Elon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose so.
He does make everything better when he shows up.
Yeah, I mean, Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones!
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. The only funny part of
many movies, Ghostbusters was what you could say.
Yeah, the main one.
No,
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth is good.
Oh yeah, he is actually funny in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really good at comedy.
There's a couple of frames of Slimer. That was good. Slime.
Yeah, sure.
And Mrs. Slimer.
Yeah, you were just talking about why Slimer is the best Ghostbuster.
I don't think I was talking about why. There was just a statement I came out with randomly. Slimer was the best Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Gary Kasparov. Ho Chi Minh.
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey! Yeah. As Rock and Roll Musk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like him in like his early college years.
When he goes to that, whatever it was, Renaissance party where he's dressed like a kind of goth.
Yeah,
That's Gary Busey.
May as well have been dressed like the Crow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a costume party.
Sure.
The funny thing about that image is that he put it up and deleted it. He didn't like try to scrub the internet, but...
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I mean, surely Elon Musk would want to play himself.
I'm sure he should, but I'm also sure that nobody would ever be dumb enough to do that.
Aronofsky would be
dumb enough to do that.
Artistically open-minded enough to do that.
Alright, fair enough, actually.
Do it for yourself, Aronofsky. This is the next step in filmmaking. Let the subject have control.
So now I'm thinking I just want to see a new cut of Mother with Elon Musk just AI'd over Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Playing Jennifer Lawrence. That would actually be wonderful, wouldn't it?
That kind of would be wonderful, yeah.
And
a lot better than that
he's
movie.
got like cartoon chipmunks.
Yeah.
Like singing to him and stuff.
What are you doing sitting on that sink? Get off the sink. God, that whole movie.
Mother
I get it.
and boy.
Buster could play him.
Tony Hale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gob could
I was
play
going
him.
to say, actually, and just about anybody on Arrested Development could probably do a good Elon Musk.
Yeah, we're just saying names. Screech. The guy who played Screech.
Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah. Mario Van Peebles, yeah. David Seaman, England goalkeeper. For a bit. He could do it.
Sure,
Yeah.
David Beckham.
David Beckham,
Just get him in there.
That'd be amazing.
Half the movie is just... Then Elon went to play soccer.
David Beckham just sort of relaxing, doing like keepy-uppies. There's no drama or anything.
I mean, okay, well now, before moving on, who do you think, is there somebody you think actually is likely to play him? Like, just knowing how these things work and the Hollywood machine. I mean, who else has Aronofsky worked with before?
I guess Michael Fassbender, Matt Damon...
I was going to say DiCaprio.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling, like you said. I don't think it's likely, but I don't think it's impossible. But I would love to see, genuinely, Nick Cage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, personally. Anytime I see anything with Nick Cage in it, I'm like, I want to see Nick Cage, like, I don't know, doing his Nick Cage thing in movies that are otherwise completely serious. So that could work out nicely.
Yeah, and, like, a highly motivated Nick Cage. Because, I mean, I mean, he phones it in a hilarious way, but I don't want him to phone it in on this. I want it to be like, you do this, you own half of Twitter, Nick Cage. You know, yeah.
Bring out that A, B, C, D.
Yes. We have a massive budget for motivation and morale.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like this, yeah.
Yeah, Nick, you're at you're doing that scene at a 10. I need you more at a 870.
You know who the
Right,
problem...
rail some morale.
Yeah. Have some morale.
Have some morale.
In your trailer, yeah. See, and then there's a part of me that thinks, like, they could try and go fucking a bit meta with it. Like, let's get Jesse Eisenberg to play Musk, you know. Because he already played Zuckerberg.
Oh, well, I know, but he has a kind of resemblance to Zuckerberg.
I know, yeah, he does.
Which I don't think is important in this.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
Not the most important thing, certainly.
I like The Social Network.
Yeah.
That was Fincher, right?
That was Fincher,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anything else to say about that? I mean, you know, the funny thing is as well is there's so many people in his life. I don't know, it's not like you're going to... You know, if you made a biopic about Liza Minnelli, you know, people would be talking about, who's going to play Judy Garland then?
Yeah, inevitably she has so much
whereas
connections to other people. Yeah.
Whereas Elon Musk does, but it's like he has so many. You couldn't even say like, who's going to play Justine, his ex-wife? Maybe she won't even be in it.
Yeah, who's going to play Grimes? Who's going to play Amber Heard?
We know who's going to play Grimes.
Who's going to play Grimes?
Rick Grimes.
Oh yeah, Coral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm down.
It's Rick Grimes, and he's you know, we have whole shots of him dressed in like peep-toe stiletto heels, fishnets, getting fucked by Elon.
And we mean Rick Grimes, the character, right? Not his actor.
No, I mean his actor. What's his name? Lincoln. Andrew Lincoln.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, just go with it. I'd love to see it. I mean, not just the actor, but like as Rick Grimes. Like he's sweaty. He's got a beard. It's like season 7 Rick.
See, yeah, like he's got cowboy boots and then like the stiletto heels over the cowboy boots.
Like he's wearing 2 shoes, like a Steve Bannon.
Like he's wearing a costume with a costume over it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Who else would be in it then? Would you have Vernon, Thai cave rescue hero?
Oh. Yeah, I mean that would have to be in there. It's so interesting how...
I'd love to see him, and it's played by Dave Bautista.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a whole sequence where he, like, crushes his skull. Never mind. Sorry.
Dave Bautista is Elon Musk.
No, not Dave, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to say real quick, it reminds me of... I just think a couple of those Thai cave rescue, like, movies, dramatizations now... And every single one that I've seen, or even like documentaries about them, I'm waiting for the mention that Elon Musk showed up and offered a submersible that would never fit down there.
Because it was actually a very complicated network of caves, dry land.
That's right, yes. And then, so it's impossible.
Yeah.
And then Elon Musk, free speech absolutist, called the dude a pedophile and got sued and...
Won.
Well, a hero, yeah.
Free speech absolutist.
Yeah, but now he's doing all kinds of shit to scrub images of himself off of Twitter.
Well, it's not Twitter. It's not images of himself, is it?
There are.
Like what? Like him with.
I've seen a lot of people say that, but I don't know exactly how widespread that is or like the real veracity.
I've definitely
of it, so I don't know.
banned critics. On Twitter.
Yeah.
They banned that account that was following his jet, which is public information.
And the kid. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Why did you bring that up? Oh, the pedo guy thing.
Yeah. That's all. Just I want to see a mention of that in the Elon Musk.
Oh, but were you gonna say that in the documentaries and
dramatizations? Yeah, it's like never mentioned.
It's never mentioned.
That happened. Yeah.
And you like that?
Yeah, I just found it curious that wasn't in there because...
Well, we looked it up on one of them. Right, there's 2 very similar ones on Netflix. And they said it wasn't worth mentioning. Like, they didn't want to give him any attention.
Alright, fair enough.
Yeah, like that's exactly what he wants. So fuck him.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, well, who else is it? Johnny Depp. Yeah, Johnny Depp is his antagonist, played by
Johnny Depp.
Damien's dad.
Who is Johnny Depp? In Pirates of the Caribbean.
Johnny Depp if he had substantially less money. But exactly the same lifestyle somehow. Yeah, like I think Damien's dad's on the high seas right now.
Might be.
Asking people why the rum's gone. It's because you fucking drank it, Miles. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else? Any other thoughts? I mean, I guess, yeah, what would make it difficult in terms of other characters is probably just that he's got so many, how would you put it? He's got his fingers in a lot of different pies.
Johnny Depp was definitely an enemy of his for a while.
Well, that's how it came across. Yeah, I mean, he offered private security to Amber Heard while she was going through that stuff, and yeah, the images of him going up to her penthouse with her in a swimsuit, like covered in water, like in the middle of the night while Johnny Depp's out of the country. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Juicy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess in an actual biopic, his dad would probably be a really important character, for sure. Because it does seem to have been such a big impact on...
Bruno Ganz, who played Hitler.
Oh, okay.
Downfall.
Okay. Alright, I don't mind that.
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz, oh, yeah. He's good in, like, everything he's in, too. What about,
Kirk Douglas, he's too old.
I was gonna say, but his name is not, like, occurring to me. Harvey,
Firestein.
Firestein, that's who I'm thinking. Yes, that's his dad.
The thing about gay people, Elon, is gay people just exist.
Steals some diamonds and runs to America. Or emeralds, excuse me.
Yeah.
I got nothing else, really.
Alright.
Any other... Elon?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I wonder... You know, it's been optioned from the Walter Isaacson biography. So it's not really anything to do with Elon Musk. So I wonder how critical of him it will be.
Yeah, I wonder. That just came out recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, I think it's all... Alex Gibbers is doing a documentary on Elon Musk as well.
Is he? Gibbers, cool.
Yeah. I wonder how that'll go, you know. I mean, famously, Alex Gibney, every documentary he makes is like, this is a nice person. Here's some nice things they do.
Yes. Yeah.
Scientology is wonderful.
Yeah. What's next?
Yep, next, Downsizing.
Okay, Downsizing is a 2017 film starring Matt Damon about, I suppose, a moderately futuristic world where scientists have discovered or invented a shrink ray that can irreversibly shrink people and anything, I suppose, down to make a man like 6 inches tall.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, am I missing anything?
No, it's... Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's, I guess, a combination between Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Don't Look Up, is how I would put it. Which is a weird combination.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah. So it's about, that's the setting of the world, and Matt Damon and his wife decide to downsize because the economic options of living in, like, a tiny mansion that is still huge to them are much better.
And everything is cheaper there. You can
Yeah.
get a Cuban cigar for
$1.
$1 or something because it's tiny.
Because it's like a wisp of tobacco.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and obviously it's not meant to be taken super seriously. But so really, it's clearly a metaphor for not having enough money, I suppose, and choosing an irreversible option that you may regret, perhaps.
Yeah, and also with some hints of like we're all ignoring global warming till it's too late.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is that it kind of felt like three different movies in one to me. I don't know how you feel.
3 different. Go on, tell me.
Well, it starts out more of kind of like a black comedy, you know, not really taking itself seriously with all this we're shrinking people stuff, because there were some like just straight comedic elements, and then it kind of shifts. I feel like after he meets the lady,
Yeah.
and it becomes almost like a romantic comedy, but also about like poverty. Yeah, and then it's like takes another turn toward the end into like this other thing where it leans more into this like it's a commentary on environmentalism, and it really switches around between taking itself seriously and not in a way that I found weird.
Yeah.
Especially like by the time you get to the end, like the bit where it's like, okay, all these people have shrunk themselves down really tiny and now they're on a tiny little boat and they're on like in the fjord, you know, and it's like, you know, a slight wind would make that thing go tumbling, you know, just kind of weird.
Yes.
Where it chooses to take itself seriously, but then other areas
Like
it doesn't give a shit.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's it. Go ahead.
Just like the fjord thing, they get on a tiny boat in, I can't remember where it is, like Mexico or something, and sail to Norway.
Is that what happened? Yeah.
Well, I don't know, but but they're definitely on a normal-sized lake fjord.
Yeah,
Like,
in a teeny tiny little wind-up boat.
It would take like one Ricky Gervais to come and do a running bomb to capsize them. I mean,
fuck that, a branch falling in the water.
An otter.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, what did you think of it?
Well, I thought we watched it randomly. We found it. I thought, okay, this is interesting. This is an unusual tone and these weird beats. And then when it ended and I saw who directed it, it kind of made sense. It's Alexander Payne, who directed one of my favourite films about Schmidt. And so that definitely like informed me on, oh, okay, what is this then? Because I didn't like it. I thought it didn't work as a metaphor. It wasn't clever enough. It didn't go, like you said, it was, I don't know about 3 different films, but it didn't go in any direction enough. It didn't explore enough. You know, there's a whole bit where Matt Damon, as a shrunken person, basically goes home with the cleaner of his next door neighbour. He lives in like a nice condo building, and it's like he discovers poverty, like he didn't know it existed.
Yeah. And she's like, she was like a political prisoner who ended up getting shrunken as punishment. I think I heard that right.
Or to smuggle her out of the country so no one would know she died.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And she's like helping all these like very poor tiny people, who are like housekeepers and, you know, the like service workers for the rich tiny people. And it's kind of like he discovers poverty, which was interesting and weird.
Yeah, like, you know, so they didn't show you any of this when you were looking at their domes and stuff, because immediately it didn't make sense. Like, everyone's getting downsized to live in this place because it's, you know, you have the needs of a doll. You
can have a mansion, a dollhouse.
Yeah,
basically.
you'll produce no waste, you know, compared to a normal-sized human being. You can have a mansion. You want to keep the lights on all day. Well, that's the equivalent of using like one normal-sized battery. Yeah,
it kind of was doing a couple of those things. There's right, like it had that like environmental angle kind of too, and there were also times I was like, especially toward the beginning where it was like this is almost like commenting on like the tiny home thing, or like people trying to downsize to like lower their own like carbon footprint, but then not really. It skips through these themes, kind of. I don't know.
But then, it doesn't make sense because like Matt Damon gets there, and there's like delivery guys delivering stuff, and things like that, and okay, like there's delivery guys delivering stuff, so it's like they've got like a tiny bubble that is not self-sufficient, but that has all these workings like that. But surely the advantage and one of the reasons why it would all be cheaper is it'd be like, oh, this tiny person wants a delivery. I will pick that up and put it there for them.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, why do... Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you need tiny cars delivering shit?
Like, surely...
Surely one person, you know,
Yeah,
just
like...
normal-sized person. could
Just
be
give them a big-ass apple.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Here you go.
They don't need to grow their own apple, their own tiny apples. Just give them a big apple. That's kind of the point.
And then they do that at other points. There's a bit where, like,
Yeah.
somebody's carrying, like, a...
Cookie.
Yeah, like, giant-sized things around... Yeah, it was weird.
So, I think it is Alexander Payne struggling with class, with his own class. I wonder, because about Schmidt, which I really like, and a lot of people I've shown it to over the years have said it left them cold at the end. And this left me cold at the end. But it's about kind of, you know, like a sort of upper middle class, you've seen it, upper middle class guy and, you know, suburban life and, you know, he's retiring and he kind of feels like it's all been a waste of time because he's spent all this time working for a company. And then I think The Descendants, which was like 2011 with George Clooney, that's about a group of, well, a family of people in Hawaii who are grappling with selling some land they've had in their family for generations. And if they sell it, they'll all be like multi-millionaires. And now this, and it's very much told... It's very, yeah, I mean, it's very much told where, you know, Matt Damon has his like eyes open from what I would describe as mild poverty. You know, it wasn't India poverty, where like there were dogs shitting on the streets and like kids play, you know what I mean. Yeah, I thought it was weak sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Unfortunately.
I didn't hate it. I feel like it was trying to do something, just didn't quite all meld together for me. And, yeah, I felt pretty frustrated with how it ended.
Yeah. They obviously had quite a big budget.
Yeah.
And I've never heard of it.
I'd never heard of it either. I think that's what drew our attention. We were like, what is this? Okay, there's Matt Damon, there's Christoph, okay, a lot of people in this, and it's only from a couple years ago, and I've never heard of it.
I think that the same idea would have worked a lot better. I mean, is it the same idea, or am I just saying, like, a slightly better movie? If I directed it. But maybe, like, a better idea would be, there's no shrinking element. The idea more is, like, there are these purpose-built, like, communes, but they're kind of, like, you know, suburban capitalist communes where the downsizing is you live in a really small pod. But it doesn't matter, guys, because everything's communal. Like, you live in a small pod, your personal area is tiny, but you've got all this space, and we've got these gardens, and it seems ideal, and then Matt Damon gets there and realises it's, you know, it's like a fancy slum, really. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, something. Yeah. I don't know. There's a part of me that would almost say, like, it's baffling enough that I'd almost recommend people see it, just because it's so.
There were Chris Christopherson.
You kept saying that while we're watching it. Chris Christopherson's really good.
Christoph Waltz is in it. He's great.
Yeah.
The guy, I can never remember his name. He's in. If there's a bad movie in the 2000s, he's in it.
As a bad guy.
He played Yuri in Red Alert.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either.
Yeah.
And he's pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty old now, and he's got those old eyes where it's almost like you know, it looks like he's blind. He's not, and he's really creepy. And he knows it, and he knows how to use it. When he's looking at Matt Damon, like he's kind of like eating him with his eyes. Yeah. Yeah. There's really good bits. And
I thought the
lady
girl,
he falls in love with,
the lady, I thought she was really good too.
Yeah, what did you think about her accent?
I mean, that was one of my first thoughts, was trying to figure out, how far the accent is going, I don't know.
Madam Narf.
It was, yeah. I guess I don't really have a comment. I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, is this racist? But I don't know. But I thought that she was very charming.
Yeah, I guess that's the whole problem, isn't it, with that debate? Like, is that racist? But, if I sort of talk like this, but I'm not actually from Britain, I mean, that's not racist, because Britain, the British people, that's not a race, is it?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I don't know.
Sub-race.
Yeah.
Bloody British. Whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, doing quite an accent, but I thought she was good. Definitely was not, Madame Narf level.
And she was good too, Madam Narf.
Yeah. It wasn't her fault. Yeah, from what I can tell.
The Madam Narf. We're talking about Lady in the Water, if you don't know, which is a brilliant M. Night Shyamalan film.
Yeah.
Let's not get into that.
I'm not even get into it, but
Also
something I might recommend if you like to be baffled.
Oh yeah.
I have nothing else on Downsizing. It was weird.
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it either. No. It was different.
Yeah.
Which I can appreciate, even if it didn't totally work. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A swing and a miss.
Yeah. Next we've got The Killer.
The Killer.
The Killer, yeah. I want to say just came out. Yeah, new David Fincher movie on Netflix starring Michael Fassbender, who I'm pretty sure hasn't really been in anything for a few years now. I saw people saying this is like him returning to doing movies. I mean, I was trying to think about where I last saw him. This was fucking like X-Men things, I guess.
What? No. What? Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, Michael Fassbender is an assassin who, the movie starts with him the whole thing is told, kind of narrated through like internal monologue from him. Like there is dialogue and stuff, but a lot of it is his internal, kind of narration, where he tells us how much of a good assassin he is. And then what we actually see is that he's a horrible assassin who fucks up royally, and then his, I guess, girlfriend gets assaulted, badly injured because he failed at this assassination. So then he goes to kill the people responsible.
And work his way up the chain.
Yeah, of people responsible.
Yeah, and the people who are responsible are the people who've employed him all this time. Because the rule is that if you fuck up, you get punished like that. Like, it's kind of implied that they were looking for him when they when they tried to kill his girlfriend. So they would have killed him if he was there, right? In his home?
I guess. I was a little bit confused about that setup and arrangement as well.
So it takes itself super seriously.
Yeah, very seriously.
And the first 15 minutes is Michael Fassbender dennising.
Yes, dennising, right. Being Dennis from Sunny, yeah.
Talking about how great he is.
I'm the golden god.
Yes. Don't have empathy.
I'm the best assassin in the world, and then oops.
And it has this shot for like a good 2 minutes.
Yeah. And
waits for the prostitute, I guess, to walk in front of the window. Yeah. So did you? It's a revenge film.
It's a revenge film. I liked. It was frustrating for me because when it first started, I was like, oh, no, I'm not into this. And then as it went on, it grew on me a little bit. A lot of that is Fassbender, and his like just delivery and how he plays the character. But by the end, it was definitely like, well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah, the sort of first 15-20 minutes are I thought really bad, like with so much narration.
Those title credits were really weird.
Yes, they were very cheap looking and feeling. It looked like a travel show.
Yeah.
And then it kind of builds up. We get more tension and we get a few slayings. Where he is a bit of a bad man then. Not
shy with some of the blood and stuff, which I appreciate. If you're gonna make a movie that's about a guy going around shooting people. And
the logic of how he works up the chain makes sense, where he is looking for addresses and things, and then you know, goes across the world to find someone else. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty childish overall. Like, I thought a lot of the action was really well done.
I like the music
And
a lot.
The music was good.
Yeah, Trent Reznor score. He's done plenty of good scores in bad movies.
But for taking itself so seriously, the sort of logic of the actual fighting didn't make much sense. And all of this. There's a scene where Michael Fassbender has a fist fight with a much bigger man. And it's really well done. It's really well shot as well. It's shot where there's lots of stuff you can't quite see, and it's not too quick.
Not too
where you can't see anything,
shaky,
but
not too many cuts either. Like every punch, like it did look.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't. It also, there were a couple of parts which were like, well, that's a bit choreographed. It was like dancing, but it didn't feel like that for the most part. But because the film took itself so seriously, it was like watching two superheroes fight. Like, they were knocking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, like that dude was no joke. He was a big guy.
You could have had the same effect by having that like 10 seconds long, and then ending up where it did, where he shoots him in the bathroom, rather than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it. It just...
Yeah, I liked it too, but it did kind of like, after a certain point, I just think it needed to be like a little bit shorter and just a little fewer like hits. Like, it just... Because for something that, like you say, is taking itself so seriously, when you see like a Dave Bautista looking dude, like a big buff dude, like flying halfway across the room with his punch before clocking Fassbender in the face, and this happens like 10 times, and he doesn't have a bruise when he leaves. He's got a little cut on his eyebrow when he gets to the airport right after that.
Yeah.
It kind of removes some of the threat of the violence.
Yeah, it reminded me of in the TV show Barry, with the little girl fighting, and there's lots of wire work, and it's ridiculous. And it makes so much more sense there, because there are, like, not just comedic beats in Barry, but almost beats where it's surreal, like you're not quite sure, is this happening, or is this like a Barry hallucination sort of thing.
And there's enough comedy like interwoven in Barry, like it's dark comedy, but you know it is there, to where it doesn't feel like kind of out of left field necessarily.
Yeah. So he works himself up this chain, and again, it doesn't really, it doesn't really make sense, which wouldn't matter that much if it didn't take itself so seriously. So the people who've gone to take revenge on him failing, that's a terrible policy, by the way. Like, if you fail, we're going to immediately come for you and your family. Like, well, that's a great way of making it so that when people fail, they go apeshit.
Yeah, and know all kinds of details about your company that perhaps the FBI would like to know, or...
Yeah, and they're assassins as well, so...
Yeah, this is what they do for a living. You hired them presumably because they're the best.
So they hire, they get, 2 or 3 chumps who live in Florida, who are not professional assassins, they're just, professional thugs, to go and, I suppose, kill him in his Dominican Republic house.
Yeah.
Like, why not get people from the Dominican Republic then? Like, you had to get people from Florida to go over to the Dominican Republic and leave a paper trail.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And then they don't even kill his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They just beat the shit out of her.
And it's implied sexually assault. Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
And then he's got the whole thing about, I'm efficient, I don't need to feel empathy. And then he finds Tilda Swinton, who's kind of like a middleman. And he sits down and has a fucking whiskey with her.
Yeah, well, she's talking.
And she's,
doing a little kind of monologue, but we really don't know her part in all of this.
No. If that's the character's like, right, this is it. I'm a raging bull, but I'm very calm at the same time. Just fucking walk in and shoot her. That would have been way more effective. Especially with Tilda Swinton. It's Tilda Swinton, we're going to get a monologue where she plays Tilda Swinton. And everyone loves it. And she starts off and he just blows her head off.
I know what you mean, yeah. And if you're gonna have like a sit down kind of quiet, meant to be tense exchange between them, while we know that he's going to kill her at the end of this exchange, then I feel like I need to know more about what she's actually done and is responsible for. Because as far as I could gather, unless I missed something, she just has something to do with, like, hiring somewhere along the line for these, things. So I didn't really... I mean, maybe it's intentional, I don't know, for me to not really feel super... I don't know. I don't really know what it's going for, I guess, is what I'm saying.
The ending, then. Spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler.
He finds out who hired him on the job that he messed up, and then subsequently ordered the punishment.
Yeah,
first
the client, yeah.
And it's like a beanie-wearing billionaire. Like, older billionaire. And Fassbender doesn't kill him.
Yeah. The guy's just like, well, let's just forget about all this. And Fassbender's like, okay, and leaves.
Yeah, kind of like, I think the implication is like Fassbender's got all the way to this guy, so it's like, this guy's kind of in his pocket.
Maybe. I mean, that's what you were saying, but I don't know. I saw people, after we watched it, I was like, what was on IMDb about this? Like, because I gotta be missing something here.
Did I watch a version with the missing end?
Right.
Yeah.
There were people saying it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
Or something.
For
for
selling
something,
out?
I guess, for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
If my guesswork says that Alexander Payne was exploring class, my guesswork says that maybe is this Fincher exploring selling out?
Yeah.
Being a...
Capitalism, selling out. Corporate ladder climbing.
Being...
Something?
Has he realised that he's putting on circuses for billionaires?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's always frustrating. Fincher's one of those ones where I think he's done a couple of, like, really good movies, and he's also done a bunch of stuff that's kind of borderline garbage, so you never know what you're gonna get.
What is the ending? Because that is honestly how I read it. It's almost like... I don't know.
Like a pragmatic thing, you mean? Like,
yeah, like...
Now, because he does kind of say to him, like, I don't want to see your people anymore. Don't come after me. And then, yeah, that's just kind of it. I don't know. I mean...
Because the pragmatic ending would have actually been to shoot him.
Yeah.
And then be like, well, Yeah, because the only pragmatic ending with him keeping him alive is, like, there's no middleman now. You do all your assassinations straight to me. I
mean, like, he killed, like, that secretary lady. All these other, like, little people kind of along the way.
Yeah.
Why not the big head honcho? I don't know. Maybe it is trying to say something and it just wasn't clicking for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Again, like, I'm struggling with it. Like, am I childish in what I want here? I want a taxi driver at the end. I wanted him...
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember when he was going into the boss location at the end, the boss penthouse. Yeah. We paused it for a moment when, you're like, okay, do we think there's going to be is this going to be a rampage? Is it going to be a big villain monologue? I was like, probably monologue, judging by the rest of it.
I thought it was going to be a monologue too, but I was hoping it was going to be a Tango and Cash monologue. Do you remember that? How that ends? With the bad guy, Tango and Cash, very silly. The bad guy's going, like, it's not winning the game, it's how you play. You see, and then one of them, I can't remember who, just shoots him. And he gets like 2 sentences into this monologue, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, right. I gotcha.
I wanted that.
Yeah, and instead we got
a monologue.
Not really even a monologue.
No.
They have a little chat, and then Fassbender leaves, and it's over. And then he's laying next to the pool with his girlfriend.
The sea.
Sea, yes, wherever. And like, looking happy, and then presumably they died off screen 2 seconds later. I mean...
Wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't think Fassbender would actually get out of the building, right?
Yeah, I mean... I definitely would not take that guy's word on it.
Yeah.
He's...
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted, again, I don't know, is this what people want? Maybe this isn't nuanced filmmaking, but I wanted him to get to that guy who's selling the pistols in the car, and like Fassbender's like checking if his silencer will fit on one, and then I wanted him to be like, yeah, all of them, and then I just wanted him to go in through the front door, like the Mummy, like firing pistols and then just throwing them on the floor like garbage.
Wasn't
Next
that a good
ones.
movie? Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I kind of wanted more as well. Yeah, there's more. Michael Fassbender was good.
Yeah.
Just good to see him again.
There were bits with real tension.
He's been good in loads of bad movies, so yeah, and there was some good tension. Yeah.
Just not at the beginning.
Just not at the beginning for sure. And there was some, almost satisfying payoffs with at least like not being totally shy about like and then he shoots out of frame of the camera.
Someone who isn't necessarily innocent but isn't really that guilty, like the taxi driver.
Yeah.
Like the taxi driver, he gets the information off. Like, was he part of things?
I thought that he just. I mean, it wasn't totally clear. I thought he just picked them up. Yeah, it was just a fare he had. But he got shot, didn't he?
Yeah, and again, it kind of that would make more sense with like he's Sherga rules in No Country for Old Men, the book and the film. Sherga, the villain, is like a pragmatic psychopath, like there's no copping out, and he'll kill you if you've seen him, if you've witnessed him. And I thought that was kind of like, okay, he killed this, I guess, innocent taxi driver because he saw him. So then why do you go into a restaurant in front of everyone and sit down with Tilda Swinton?
Yeah, very fancy looking restaurant.
Well, I wanted him to get up and just start shooting the servers.
Yeah, like you're going to be on camera on the way out. Yeah, just some of the logic not really holding together.
Not really.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Do you want a break?
Yeah, let's have a little break before we... Oh, yeah. Okay, yep.
Would you recommend it before we go?
If you already have Netflix...
the price is
and
right.
It's a Sunday, and you got nothing to do, and you're gonna, like, play a game at the same time, go for it.
And you're gonna hoover, and you're gonna talk to your mom, and you're gonna refeed the fish.
If you just really want to see Michael Fassbender again...
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's good. Otherwise...
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Break time.
Break time.
5 minutes later.
And we're back, and now we're talking about Botched. But before then, thinking of Botched, you said someone asked if I'm much shorter than you. Just thinking about my leg extensions. How much shorter than you am I?
8 feet.
Minus. Yeah. No, we're the same height. It's different chairs.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You got more lean going, and I got more lean going this way.
Yeah.
For perfectly. Yeah. Also, the height's different on the chair, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How tall am I?
4'2".
I was watching Columbo last night with Shatner. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, when he's talking about they're the same height, but William Shatner's character is 4 inches taller than him. That's great. Columbo, they're going like, same height as me, huh? Average height.
Yeah. God bless Columbo.
Yeah. No, I'm 5'7" and 3/4 and a micron.
That's about right.
5'8".
You can say that if you want. That's fine. We're 5'7".
I'm taller than you. So Botched.
Botched. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about getting plastic surgery?
No.
Okay. What's Botched?
Botched is a, I guess, reality show about doctors Paul and Terry.
Why are you asking me like that?
I know. I just looked it up.
Paul and Terry, yeah.
Paul and Terry.
Yeah.
They're plastic surgeons who do like reconstructive surgery on people who've fucked their faces and bodies all up with plastic surgery, or had them fucked up by incompetent surgeons. There's a variety of different cases, and I'd never seen it before, but you had.
Yeah.
And you're like, let's watch some. And it was actually pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, they chose some pretty ridiculous, extreme kinds of cases because it's TV. You don't want it to be boring. So that's to be expected. But man, some of those people were fucked up.
So there are two plastic surgeons who specialize in what's the word they use? Corrective surgery, I suppose. And they, surprisingly, they're pretty anti-plastic surgery.
It kind of comes across that way, yeah.
In the reunion, they even get asked that. Not those words exactly, but they make clear, like...
They were asked,
it's dangerous.
I can't remember what the exact phrasing of the question was, but, like, do you think the show is kind of anti-plastic surgery? Yeah, and I can't remember which one, Paul or Terry, they're like, yes, it is serious, it is real surgery, it's serious. There are risks, make sure that you're choosing a good surgeon. And they do refuse to do surgery on some of the people that come in. And beyond that, just actually hearing about how they actually do these like corrective things was really interesting to me.
Yeah, it's reality TV, but there is quite a bit of medical information in there. And the two doctors, they're both, they're not just LA plastic surgeons, they're Beverly Hills plastic surgeons, And Paul was also in
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
He was married to a Real Housewife, so
Adrian.
They themselves are kind of plastic people, but nevertheless they're pretty likable and seem pretty down to earth, especially Paul.
Especially Paul, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, just the stuff people do to themselves. And the stuff they discover, I saw it years and years ago. They said in the reunion it was season 1 that we saw on Netflix.
Yeah, they only had the one season on there, yeah.
But I don't know if it was season 1 or it's like season 1
who knows?
new, reboot or something. But I thought, I remembered them being a bit more coy with the anti-plastic surgery advice, but maybe not. But they gave like their honest opinions, like don't do this. They had 3 people on the reunion who were all like extreme cases.
Pretty extreme.
One lady with massive jugs.
Yeah, who said she was trying to get them to give her new ones that would make her breasts the weight of a semi-trailer
SUV
tire or something like
SUV
that.
tire.
SUV tire, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that did not look healthy. And then, I'm even kind of like more concerned about the guy who's like, make me look like Justin Bieber.
So they were saying to those 3 people, the Justin Bieber guy and the guy with all the muscle implants, or Terry was saying that in the future, one of you 3, maybe all of you 3, will have serious complications. And yeah, that's what the show's about.
Yeah, it's interesting. And just some of the stuff that they come up with to fix some of the things, like the guy who got... had botched hair transplants, and he had like a huge scar on the back of his head. And that was interesting, because they're talking about, well, what we'll have to do is stretch the skin out over like a week, and then cut off that skin to remove it so that we can like properly close it up afterwards without it just pulling itself apart. So they put a breast implant under his scalp that they're inflating daily to stretch out his skull. Like that, I've just never occurred to me that that's, something that you might do. And it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of genius. Yeah, it worked. It looked good when it got done.
Yeah.
But yeah, fascinating stuff. Like, do what you want with your own body is my opinion, but also ask yourself, like, would I rather have some more hair or die? Because those are real, or, or not, or stay alive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because... I think they said this at one point too, like even with the best surgeons, something like up to 15% of people who get plastic surgery will have complications.
Yeah.
It's not a risk-free, simple thing.
And something like 3 years after, 5 years after, 65% of people regret their surgery. Whereas for people going under gender reassignment, it's 1%.
Yeah, it's like 65% for plastic surgery end up regretting it. Yeah. And you can definitely see, like, some of these people definitely seem like they are addicted to it.
The booby lady.
Yeah, that seems like an addiction. The muscle implant guy, that seems like an addiction. Where Even Justin Bieber guy, like, you don't look like Justin Bieber, and you never will. You're, like, over 6 feet tall and, like, 30 years old. He was specifically really wanted to look like teenage Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
And has had, like, I can't remember how many he said. If he's had, like, hundreds of surgeries
I can't remember,
to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, if I had, like, a Justin Bieber wig, I would look just as much like Justin Bieber as him. Maybe not quite, but, like, that's all he had.
Yeah.
Was the like, not even Justin Bieber's hair. Like you said, Justin Bieber's hair 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the bit where he's talking about how he's also mastered singing, and then we get a bit of him singing?
Uh-huh.
It's kind of, the whole show is worth it almost for that. Wow.
It wasn't as good as "Thank you, Soldier."
Oh no, that is better, yeah.
Thank you, Soldier. Thank you, Soldier, for protecting me.
I know.
Yeah, do you remember their music video we saw some of about plastic surgery? Mm-hmm. And it was like, some of it was shot in a hospital. Mm-hmm. Some of it was shot in a music studio where the people singing were mixing their own song as they were singing.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely fascinating. And also pretty sad. There's definitely an undercurrent of sad throughout. Some people, like, you know, are people like, there's a couple who are like, I got messed up, like, having surgery for, like, something else.
Yeah.
And, you know, needed to get it, like, fixed. And, you know, yeah, like, all the sympathy. One lady, like, was born with a cleft palate and has had, like, a number of surgeries over her lifetime to try and, like, get it in a place where she's happy. And then, yeah, you have, you know, like, the boob lady and Mr. Muscle Implants, and got the lady who, like, had her eyes made to look not Asian anymore and was trying to reverse it, and they're like, that's not possible.
And she was like 60.
Yeah.
And they were like, don't bother.
Don't.
Yeah. I mean, not in this season, but I've seen them pull stuff out of people who've got boob jobs done from deranged people.
Yeah.
You know, they're pulling out, like, gauze and stuff, like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, the Janice Dickinson one, they pulled out, like, a big, like, you know, it looked like a plastic shopping bag, like, just going out like this, with, like, goo coming out, and, yeah, if you're squeamish, like, you know, the worst of it's censored, but there is still some kind of gross stuff, so be prepared if you're not into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of fascinating, the lengths that some of them were going to. Like, I definitely think some of them needed, you know, therapy, not more surgery. Like Justin Bieber kid. Like, is it worth your life, you know? Because, you know, it's like so many things, like the more, you know, say there's like a risk of, I don't know, 5% of some kind of complications, and then you get hundreds of surgeries, your overall risk, you know, is not looking good.
No.
You know? And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Like, just sad. Like,
Yeah.
You're not going to be happy if you look like 18-year-old Justin Bieber, and you're never going to look like 18-year-old Justin Bieber.
Anyway.
You're never going to sing like 18-year-old Justin Bieber. Anyway, like, find something to do. I don't know.
Yes.
Have you tried video games?
Find a reason to live.
Have you ever played Minecraft?
Yeah. Yeah, it was said. If you had to, you have to have one major cosmetic surgery of your choice. What would it be?
Major?
Yeah, you have.
Does it have to be, like, realistic? Because I would totally take a robot arm if that were ever a possibility. The left one. I want to keep the right one. But if you could remove my left arm and give me, like, a sort of, like, especially if it detaches at the wrist and flies at people and makes a sound.
Like a horse.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Oops.
What about you?
If I had to get one, well, I could just say something like that. Okay, yeah, I get like a rocket pack in my in my spine. Yeah, no, what? Yeah. No, that's not an answer. No, you've got to come up with a real one.
I don't know. I have a pretty bad overbite. Maybe getting my jaw reset. They can do that. Pull it forward a bit. I don't know, but I've also seen people have, like, really bad results with that. And also, like, they wire your mouth shut for, like, weeks, I'm pretty sure, so...
Sounds great.
I don't know. Well, you give a real one, then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I suppose, I don't know, is it cosmetic surgery? I'd have all my teeth kicked in and replaced with steel ones so I could chew through cable
Yeah, right.
to get at MI6 officers.
No gold teeth?
Well, I do. I always really liked the idea of having one gold tooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially, I suppose, in like, maybe not now, but British media growing up, that was always portrayed as like scummy and trashy. So yeah, I wanted one as like a rebellion of that. Like, fuck you, here's a gold tooth.
Right.
But they're not as good anymore. Like there's no reason to get one really,
Wow.
unless you want the look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or should I get all gold teeth like Goldie?
Goldie.
He used to go out with Bjork. Okay, well he's a guy singer who has all gold teeth.
Gotcha. Okay. How does that work? I mean, are they putting in, are they like solid gold teeth, or are they just like coating it in gold? How's that work? Because gold is like soft, right? How's that?
It's not that soft.
Yeah.
No, I mean some gold teeth are solid gold. Some, you know, it used to be at least that you could get some like caps, gold, like a gold crown.
Right, I see. Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, they just use like a porcelain, teeth chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe the teeth. Maybe a rhinoplasty so I can breathe through my nose a bit better.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and also give me a handsome Squidward nose. Yeah, like a really like chiseled nose, like the nose of like a sort of quintessentially inbred English gentleman, like a Sherlock Holmes nose even.
I see. Okay. Well, this is an interesting turn of questioning.
Why?
Well, all of your answers are like, that would look cool, and I would like that, and I'm like, I want to be a robot.
Not even a robot that can like fire stuff at people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
What else could your arm do?
It has a little computer
Yeah.
built in, so that I can do the sci-fi thing.
Oh, it's got a phone on it. Yeah.
It can also work like a Nikita rocket, where it detaches and goes very in little bursts.
Could you program it to like do basic data entry so you could like get a job and just sit there?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Like it's
Absolutely.
doing that. You'd have to have a camera on to understand what it's looking at.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you may as well just get a computer to do it.
Yeah.
But they don't know that. Yeah, have my arm get a job.
I like the idea of having a like super sophisticated like $1 billion robot arm and then just like detaching it and having it on your desk just to move your mouse so that your boss on Google Teams thinks you're still there. That's all you use it for.
I like that too, yeah. Perhaps just the top part could detach and run around.
Like the Thing?
Like
Thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
like Thing. And spook people.
Yeah. And fight you with swords.
It could get out and pump the gas for me. Or something.
Because it couldn't fly.
Yeah, because it can fly.
It can fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could outsource so much to it. It could go on dates for you.
Yeah, I mean, get a job is definitely the most beneficial. My arm is going to college.
Get used to writing those essays.
I've had enough of that. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically fly and spook people and...
Yeah. What's next? We done with Botched?
Yeah, I got nothing else there, but it was pretty interesting. Next, Signalis.
Yes.
Yes.
You played some.
Yes, which I've played a few hours of it. Have not beaten it, so please don't spoil the ending. Inadvertently or advertently. Because you've already beaten it. Yeah, interesting little game. Did we decide if it's... I was wondering while I was playing last night, and I forgot to look it up, if it's like German. There's a lot of like posters in German and stuff.
Yeah, I did look it up. I thought they were based in Hamburg.
Okay. Yeah.
But I assume one of them is German. They have a German name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's made by two people. It could be brother and sister. Could be married.
Yeah, no idea.
But
yeah.
could be just friends. Just friends.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they've never met.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really weird professional relationship, but they don't know anything about each other.
Maybe.
And it could actually just be one person with like severe psychosis.
One person and their cat.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically a two-person studio, and it's exactly what like an indie two-person studio should be producing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
they've been stum on the sort of meaning and stuff, which I like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it definitely had me thinking, and also I enjoy the gameplay. It's how do you describe it? It's kind of like got like an old style. Okay, so you're more or less like a like an android, you know, that's woken up on a ship that I guess has like crashed into this planet, or don't tell me if that's not the case. That's what I take it so far. Shut up. And you
A spaceship.
Spaceship. Yep. You wake up in like a sleepy pod, whatever those are called.
Sleepy pod, yeah.
Sleepy pods.
Yeah.
Cryo thing. And there's someone else who was on your ship with you who's human and is missing.
But you're human.
I'm pretty sure you're a robot, dude.
Okay.
Okay, well, fine then. Damn. Don't tell me. It has a mostly sort of... it's not top-down, but it has, like, sort of that kind of look. And it's got a... what would you call it? Like,
I mean, it's
bits
grid,
heavy.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's... yeah.
Yeah. Like a survival horror kind of thing. You have been saying that it kind of reminded you of like old school kind of like Resident Evil, Silent Hill type games, and I can certainly see that.
With the puzzles as well.
With the puzzles and the at least so far for me, there's no vocals at all. It's all like just written, so it has a kind of, I guess one thing I'm liking about it quite a bit is it has a sort of nostalgic style while still being unique.
Yeah, it's not I mean, it's really, really inspired by Resident Evil, Silent Hill in terms of gameplay and look, but it doesn't look exactly like them.
Not at all. Yeah. Definitely has its own look, and but yeah, it's really spooky. I like the music a lot. The musical stings were really reminding me of Silent Hill in particular, where like I go in a room and then one of the baddies is there, whatever those scary ass things are. I guess dead people, robots. I'm not sure yet. Don't tell me. And they're difficult. Like you have to really save your ammunition, your weapons, your med packs. Limited saving to one room. That's very Resident Evil.
But they are generous with that.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to get back to it.
Yeah.
I know that when you were talking about while you were playing it that you kind of got lost a little bit. And I haven't personally had that problem so far. I found it pretty easy to kind of remember how to get back to various rooms and things. I'm assuming that's what you meant.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, I'm not very good with stuff like that. And there are a few levels, if you like to think of it like levels, where you don't have a map for the whole level, sort of thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen any maps so far.
And occasionally it'll do things, usually not, but occasionally it'll do things where you'll go through a left door, but then actually you'll come through the next screen, you'll come from the top. Whereas most of it doesn't do that.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, just occasionally, like on purpose, you know.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've... Okay.
I mean, I think, unless I'm just stupid, you know, I'm not very good at these games. And I noticed that you left the spaceship in like 15 minutes. It took me like an hour.
Oh, did it?
I was fannying around and...
Yeah, I was doing that too. I don't know.
Well, I know. Well,
I actually
fanny
just...
around 4 times longer than you.
I actually just like missed something initially. I ended up going through every single room in the initial spaceship like 4 or 5 times. Like I've missed something here, and then I kind of realized that items that you can interact with, they don't highlight automatically when you're mousing over them when you're entering a room. some of them you actually have to get kind of close to
Yeah.
the item before you can see that you can interact with it, like
Yeah.
notes and things like that. And I was like, oh, that's it. Now I found the thing I needed, and just kind of moved on. But I do like it so far. It definitely has an atmosphere, especially for something that is so small. I mean, I know that how long did it take you to beat it? Like 15 hours?
Yes, but if I was to do it again, I bet I could do it in like 7 or 8.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because, like I say, I'm not very good. I spent a lot of time doing, even not getting stuck on puzzles, just doing things like, oh, I should have written that down.
Right. I
I've
see.
got to go back.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I remember you saying that while you were playing it, so it's something that I was kind of prepared for. So far, I haven't had to write anything down. Just try to be like very tight about where I'm going and try to be systematic, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like it so far. For not like, I mean, I guess I'm excited, like interested to see where it goes and kind of how the story ends up. But it also seems like it's the type of game where you may not get all of the answers by the end. So I'm aware of that. Okay, your face tells me that I'm right, perhaps. But no, it's good. I mean, I like the main robot lady character.
Elster.
We don't really get a lot of like character from her, but for this type of game, it works. You know, I mean, what was Harry's character in Silent Hill? You know, guy that lost dad. I mean, it's just for certain games, it's just like not necessary to get too deep into things. Like the gameplay does a lot of it on its own. And yeah, those musical stings, walking in and like seeing the creature there, and then like very reminiscent of Silent Hill.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I like a lot of the characters. You know, again, it's not spoiling anything. As you go through, you read different diary entries from different people.
I've noticed. Yeah, and meet a couple of
them, yeah, and you know, you kind of get to know them. But what I liked more than that was the world, where there's some sort of, you know, I suppose it's all set in. I don't know. Is it our solar system?
I'm not sure actually.
You see, even that's ambiguous. But it's all set in I suppose, a parallel universe or a future universe where there's a imperial empire that spans a solar system. Like it's colonized several different planets in the solar system, and there's some sort of rebellion.
Yeah.
Of which you're part.
Great nation of I can't remember what, but
and
yeah, picking up that stuff.
I tried to pick up as much as I could.
Yeah.
You know, because I was really interested, and yeah, you didn't get lots of answers.
It's okay.
But
I was expecting that.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I have no idea how long that it's been going on for and stuff. And yeah, it's deliberately ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely for like a small team, pretty good so far. It's got a really consistent look.
Yeah, I mean, a very small team as well, you know.
Yeah, very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Pretty good.
Yeah. And it's a game I'd never heard of.
Yeah, a patron recommended it. Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for that, Sydney.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, yeah, I really like it.
Me too.
And it's one of those things where, yeah, like, seriously, my biggest criticism is the best criticism. Like, I wanted more.
I know what you mean. And, like, the universe is interesting. So.
Yes, I wanted more of the universe, even. Like, not even more gameplay, more, yeah.
Lore. Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't. It's kind of like Kenshi. Like, there's so much lore, but it's also spread out, and so much of it is actually just opinion.
Yeah, not a lot of like definitive answers about some of it, and yeah, I mean, I know you've played that a lot, and I've heard about it a lot.
Sorry.
And not at all. It definitely seems like there's a lot of mystery with the Kenshi lore, which is kind of fun. Those big like skeleton things. Every time I see those in the distance, like that is spooky. You know.
Yes.
I mean, and plus, I mean, there are definitely games like Silent Hill where they do give you lots of explanations and they're stupid.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, although to be fair with Silent Hill, I mean, God, the last one I played was 4, but...
The Room.
The Room, that's right. the different endings in those can be hilarious. Just the
Wasn't there a
joke
dog
ones.
one or something?
There's one where you go into a room and it's just a dog in front of a bunch of security monitors that's like, now you know the truth. There's an alien ending. That was hard to get.
So the ending actually changes the explanation as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, they're mostly joke endings.
Well, yeah.
But they're funny still.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The dog ending, now you
dog
know
ending.
the truth.
It's something like
That's
that.
how the killer should have ended.
No, you know the truth.
Walks in and it's a dog. Yeah. What do we have next?
You wanted to mention Ohio as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, do you have a lot to say about that?
No.
Oh.
But if you do, go ahead.
No.
Democracy. That's all.
So, it was an election in Ohio where one of the things on the bill...
It was a ballot measure.
So it wasn't a referendum, it was a ballot measure.
Whether to codify abortion rights into the Constitution of the state of Ohio.
And 57% voted yes.
Yes, I think
and
that's right.
and state legislators have said they're not going to.
They've said psych. Yeah. Psych.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out a way to not do that. Yeah. Anywho. Yeah, no, I really don't have a lot to say. Just, America, the beautiful. I don't even know.
Yeah, let chaos reign.
You know, I never mentioned my massive injury.
Oh yeah, go on.
People have probably been seeing it. Check out this bruise. That is from trying to walk in my own damn house in the dark, and a dog walking in front of me, so that I tripped and landed with my arm on the dog's skull, and he seems to have not noticed whatsoever. At all.
You said he slipped.
I don't know. He was in front of me, and then all I know was, ouch! And
You like yeah.
he's just looking at me like, what?
I like dropped him, yeah.
Yeah, I know, it looks pretty awful, but it'll be alright.
Yep, dog head bruise.
Hammerhead, little shithead, yeah.
Yeah. When he was a puppy, he almost pulled out my septum. Remember that?
I do. You still have like a tiny scar there. You know it?
Yeah, it's irritating actually. If you see me do that, it's not because I'm a cokehead.
Was it? He was trying to nip at your face. It was one of his teeth, right?
Yeah,
his little baby puppy teeth.
Gotten.
Like just cut the edge of your like septum there, and man, it was bleeding.
Yes.
Pretty bad.
So much blood.
For it was a tiny cut, but that was a lot of blood.
That was a lot of blood. I thought he'd pulled my septum out.
I know you did. I know. Yeah, you were kind of like. Yeah, definitely. I had to go look at it immediately.
Yeah.
No, your septum is still fine. It's there, but you do have a little nick there. Yeah.
Fucking dogs.
Fucking dogs. Yeah.
Well, I suppose we'll go and see how the fucking dog is doing.
I know what he's probably ready for. Yeah.
Anything else to say?
No, I mean I didn't really have anything else this week.
Did you want to mention mid-rolls?
If you want to.
Someone asked about that.
I mean, people have noticed on the video that just went up. You know. Yeah. On long form videos, you may occasionally see one mid-roll, or you may not see it. It's a place where a mid-roll could be, and whether or not you actually get one is dependent on the YouTube gods.
And why have we done that?
Why have we done that? Go ahead.
Well, because YouTube have started to put them on videos without letting us know. Right?
More so, what I've seen is videos that have been totally demonetized, having an ad at the beginning. But I've also seen whisperings around partnered YouTube, the Reddit page, of other people saying that they're noticing a mid-roll. Generally on ones that like got like loads of views. They got pretty big. You know, you go back
They
and
put
it's
a
like,
mid-roll in and then they keep the money from that mid-roll.
well, we didn't get it. Yeah. So I don't really know like the full veracity of that, but
Yeah. I understand.
But you know, also you just kind of got to do what you got to do. But we'll try to make it funny, and you know, you may not even see them at all. But definitely won't be doing mid-roll ads every like 2 to 3 minutes like a lot of YouTubers do. Just pick one on a long video.
It'd probably improve our ratings.
It might improve rankings. I have no idea. Improve. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah. Well.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about that, but
yeah, I mean, I remember when before they introduced mid-roll ads, they introduced ads at the end of videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like going through that with myself, like, oh, should I do that?
Mm-hmm. Post rolls.
Post rolls, which are kind of irrelevant. I think most people drop off before.
Yeah,
the
unless
video
they're
ends
watching
anyway.
a playlist,
Yeah.
they're probably not going to see it at all. So.
But I remember thinking like, oh, should I even do that? That seems annoying.
Yeah, I know what you
You
mean.
know. And now I don't know. Yeah, am I selling out? It's not something I want to do. I'm not selling out. I'm not getting sponsorships.
I'm not doing sponsorships. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like what? I don't even know what kind of. Yeah, I mean, sponsorships aren't going to happen. But yeah, kind of just need to make a little more money here and there than what we are. So
Nah.
if somebody's going to make money off of a mid-roll, it may as well be us.
Yeah, that's my feeling.
So, but we'll try and do a warning in there so you can have the mute button ready.
YouTube will find a way to punish that. Doing that.
On their app, I bet they can totally see if people are muting things. But if you're watching on your TV, definitely not. Use your TV mute option.
I meant more like identifying someone saying, there's an ad next, so mute.
You know what? Maybe. I don't even know. Yeah, that's a possibility. I'm not sure, but.
All right. Well, anyway,
Anywho,
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah. No.
You're in. Cool.
No. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.